Hey y'all, Rick from Mozart, living Homestead. It's 2 days after Christmas now, and I hope everyone had a great Christmas, and hopefully everybody has a great New Year. I always say it couldn't be worse, but sometimes it is. But anyway, hope you guys have a great New Year coming up. But anyway, I thought I'd do a little video on this tractor. I hadn't mentioned it before. I don't think I have. A couple of months ago, maybe a little bit longer, and that's one of the reasons I haven't done some of the bush hogging around here. The PTO Shaft here, and again, I'm not a tractor person. I'm not a tractor mechanic. Never really owned a tractor. I haven't ever owned a tractor. It's the first time owning a tractor, so I'm learning as I go. And as you guys know, I'm on YouTube a lot, and and I read a lot of forums, so I learn a lot from that. But anyway, that's the PTO Shaft there, and apparently from everything I've read and what I've seen on the YouTube's videos, there's a retaining clip on the inside that holds that shaft. There's one on each side of a bearing and grease seal, and it keeps that shaft from moving in and out. It just keeps a position, and it just turns, and that's what turns all your implements, your bush hog, the auger, and stuff like that. Now, and as I think you guys know that I mentioned that I bought a tiller, a 3-point PTO driven tiller, and I want to till all that ground up over there that I had already did before, but I never finished it, and the weeds took over it because I just got so far behind trying to get the cabin done. Well, anyway, that one of them pins is gone, and what happened is I didn't realize it at first when it did it. I had the bush hog on it, and it was kind of making a weird vibration, feeling, and sound. It's kind of hard to explain, but I got off of it and I looked at it, and I could tell by the end of the PTO shaft, it had slid up in there some, and then it worn the pin out that actually holds the PTO drive shaft in there. So I immediately turned it off and disconnected it and everything, and I could pull that shaft in and out, just a little bit, but just enough to where it was not stationary like it should have been. And from what I've been told by everybody, there is a retaining clip, like I mentioned, one on each side, that the one on the inside apparently has broken, and apparently it's just a small clip, and that's causing the shaft to be able to slide in, but it can't come out. And you take those 4 bolts, let's see if I get in here a little closer. If you can see, there's 4 bolts right around that shaft there. You take those 4 bolts off, and this will come out, and you just pull the shaft out. But the only thing that so far I've found is I've found a few videos on YouTube, and they just kind of talk about what they did, or how, some about what they did, but they don't really go into detail on this. And for somebody like me, I really don't know. I'm just going by what I see, but they don't go into detail at all, basically. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and film it. And again, this may be wrong, what I'm doing. Hopefully it's not. If you guys see something I'm doing wrong or know anything about this, go ahead and let me know. Any help will be appreciated. But I got to fix this shaft so I could run that tiller. I got to run the bush hog. I mean, there's a lot of things I need to do with this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and start tearing this thing down. Now, one of the things that I found out that I did not see on YouTube, and I looked very closely on YouTube, is that you need to drain the rear end oil or grease, and then there's a crankcase, different grease, and then there's the transmission grease. You have to drain all of these. If not, what happens from what I understand, when you pull that shaft out, it opens that up. They can drain into each other and mix into each other, and apparently they're different oils or whatever. But anyway, right here, what you see is the rear end. There's a drain on the bottom. That's got to be drained. And then, let's see if I can get around here. And then right here, not sure exactly what you call it, but I call it a crankcase or whatever. There's another, say, a seal down there. In fact, there's a dipstick right there that you actually check it with, but that one's got to be drained. And then here's your transmission. It has to be drained. And I saw none of these on YouTube, and anyone talking about these or anything about them. I actually found them on the forum. And they say you need to do this because it can cause you a lot of problems. I did find one interesting one on there where the guy was talking about he changed it. I don't think he changed it for this reason. He changed it just to be changing it. It was an older tractor, Ford tractor. But he used a carburetor and choke cleaner and sprayed down in the transmission because he said it was full of gunk and actually had some water in it. So I'm going to go ahead and hopefully I can get that cleaned out. So let me see if I can think of anything else. And I had the hay spike on this thing. I've never taken it off since I moved that last bale of hay. And like I said, yeah, I mean, the tractor can still be used. The hydraulic part of it is fine, for lifting things like the hay spike, the blade, a few things like that. Anything that's got to be turned, I can't use it because I don't want to wear something out on the inside of this thing that could be very, very expensive. I don't mind making mistakes doing things, but I don't like to make costly mistakes. It's just not wise. But anyway, guys, I'm going to take you over and I'm going to show you the tiller that I bought. It's a Kubota tiller. Now it's a 3-footer. I think it's 3 foot. But I bought it from a neighbor who lives across the road and up the hill, which actually hasn't been living there, but he has a place up there. I think he has 80 acres up over that hill there. And he's an elderly man, and him and his wife, and apparently for health reasons or whatever, they had gone back to Louisiana. And this was before I had gotten my place. I had heard about him, but I did not know him. I actually met him a couple times when he came back up, when he was getting ready to start trying to sell his property. And then he was going to sell off everything over there. Well, he had already left, and he left another neighbor to do all his selling this property. I mean, the implements and anything left on the property, basically. And I bought it from them guys. So I'm going to take you over and I'm going to actually show you guys the little Kubota tiller. Alright guys, this is the Kubota tiller I was just telling you about. This, I think it's 3 foot. It's a little small for my tractor, but it actually works on my tractor. I don't think width matters. It's just you have to make more runs, more, back and forth because of it not being so wide. But this was made for a small Kubota tractor. But it works on my tractor just fine. Like I said, they hooked it up and they tilled some ground out there where the old turkey pen is, and it worked really good. But the only thing is I want to get it all cleaned up, and I want to grease up everything and check everything, make sure everything's working fine before I start using it, because I don't know how long it's set up there without being used. Because from what I was told, he never had a garden. He bought the Kubota tractor, and he bought this came with it when he bought it, but he never actually used this thing. So I think he used a blade or a couple other implements with it, but he never actually used this. And they say this has just been kind of sitting around. So, but this is going to make it a lot easier to do the garden with. I do have a walk behind, a toy built, oh gosh, I can't remember this. So there's like a pony But I had the bigger one called the Workhorse or whatever. I got it in an auction. I think it's called a Workhorse. But anyway, it's one of the bigger ones. But this would just make it so much easier. I could go a lot faster, you know, with the tractor going back and forth with this thing and preparing the ground. Come this spring, I can hopefully get some stuff in the ground, get it growing. Again, that's another thing. I have no clue what I'm doing, so it's going to be a lot of learning curves until I get it down. And but anyway, as you guys can see, there's a small PTO shaft here, and that's what will turn. That turns those tines under there. Now, like I said, I've already checked it out pretty decently. All the tines are there. They were all turning. They ended up high enough I could see them all turning and everything. And they actually plowed up some ground out there before I bought it. But I got a real good deal on it. That's why I went on and took it. Even though it's a little smaller than what I could put on my tractor. But it doesn't make any difference, really. So, but again, this is one of the reasons I want to get that thing up and running. And then there's a box blade that I very rarely ever use, and that was one of the first implements I bought. And it's actually a really good heavy duty one. And that blade there, I use that blade right there more than I do anything. I got that one at an auction. I forgot what I paid for it, but I got a real good deal on it. But yeah, guys, and one other thing, if any of you know where you can find a manual for that tractor. My tractor is a Ford 800 series. So if any of you guys know where I can find a manual, repair manual or whatever for that thing, I'd appreciate it. That's something I probably should have gotten, which I know I should have gotten a long time ago. But right now, I'm gonna have to find one so I can figure out what I'm doing when I'm working on this thing. So, all right, guys, I've got a ton of stuff I gotta get going because I took a few days off for Christmas, and we had the grandkids, and so now I've got to catch up even more. So I'm gonna get off of here, and I hope all of you guys had a great Christmas, and I hope you have a great New Year. Guys, I'm gonna get off of here. Got a ton of stuff to get done, and if you're new to the channel and you like the videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and for all you guys already subscribed, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give us a big thumbs up. You guys have a great day.